Hi everyone, Agnes here. Now, many people ask me weekly about how I manifested my specific person, and I wanted to share something with you. I was looking back in my history as to certain things that I did that really helped me to get to be in a relationship with someone and to have maintained it for 14 years this November. In a few months it will be 14 years together. And so I want to go back and share a little bit about my history when things were perhaps not secure, and he had said to me, "You're not for me, you're not for me." And I was very rejected and feeling not good enough and feeling that no matter what I did, I wasn't wanted, and feeling the anxiety, the abandonment, the feeling that I was inadequate in some way, and especially for this person. And I remember that we were long distance at this time, and I was in Sydney, Australia, and he was here in London, in England. And I had a lot of fear and anxiety a lot of the time because we had time zone differences. It was, people were busy, we both were working, and so it made the communication very stop-start. And I was really wanting at that point to be loved by this person and really wanting to know that we had a future together, that they would want to be with me, they would want to commit to me, and as many of you use these words, to be chosen by someone. And at that time, I thought, okay, I am very much in a state of not good enoughness, in feeling inadequate, anxious, fearful that it wouldn't work out, fear of the future, real fear of the future. And I knew I had to work on that. I had done Neville for about, I think close to 20 years by then. And I knew that my state was not good. The state I was in, the unlovedness, the neediness, the always looking to get more, the dissatisfaction, the wanting more, and being stuck in these emotions. And I realized that I had to work and change that. And then I decided, okay, let me read Neville, let me work out how to get into a better state, and also work on my self-love. So I was doing Neville and I was doing the self-love. I was doing both. For the self-love, I was doing self-love meditations. I would do affirmations while I was driving around to different locations for work. So I did affirmations. I am love. I am very loved. May divine love be made alive in me. I am lovable. I did those. And then I would get home. I was really tired from work because I was doing interior styling for homeware stores in Sydney at that time, and I was physically very tired. And when you're tired, your vibe drops quite low. So I'd get home from work and I would just take off my clothes, drop them in the hallway. I'd go straight into the bathroom and I would have a shower and I would just try and wash the day off and wash the I don't feel loved, I feel exhausted, I have to work hard for money, all that. I just imagine it all going down the drain. I wouldn't even say anything to myself. I would just imagine the water just taking all that stuff down into the drain and away from me. Then I would put my pajamas on, and I was living alone, and I would go and make myself something to eat. So I'd try and boost myself by having the shower, boost my feeling of feeling so exhausted and low. And I would go and have something to eat. And then after I had done that, the shower, the food, then it was like, okay, now I'm ready to do the inner work. And I went about 8 months without turning on the TV because I knew this really needed work and I needed to work on it every day. And I committed to it. So what was it that I did? I would go into my room, I would lay on my bed in the cross position, and I would ask myself a question. How do I feel right now out of 10? In terms of feeling good, happy, loved. And it was usually about a 1, a 2, or a 3 at the most. So it's really low on the scale. And I thought, okay, I need to work on changing my state of unlovedness, exhaustion, weariness, and I need to get up to at least an 8 out of 10. So I did this one thing. I said to myself, I am very, very loved. I am very, very loved. I am very, very loved. I just started with that one thing. And I did it, and I said to myself, I'm going to do it today until I feel at least an 8 out of 10. Now, when I first started this practice, it took me 2 hours. I'm not going to lie to you. It took 2 hours. I felt so unloved and so unwanted and so exhausted and feeling that I had to work hard for money and that no matter what I did, I was never loved by the person I wanted to be with. And I remember I timed it. I timed it that first night. And I remember I felt nothing for about an hour. I felt nothing. I didn't feel a change. I didn't feel any kind of shift. And I thought, well, you're not good at it. That's all. So I practiced it. And I got myself to about an 8 out of 10 that day. And I remember thinking, wow. And I don't even know how it came to me to do that. I remember I was reading Neville and I was reading about states. So I thought, okay, well, a state change has to come from a thought change, which then the thought change then changes the emotion. So that's what I did. I did it the next night. And I noticed over that first week, I went from 2 hours down to about an hour. And I thought, oh, I'm actually doing this a little bit quicker now. Then I went on to the second week, the third week, and I just kept at it. And I got it down to about 30 minutes. I could get from whatever number I was. And some days I'd get home and I felt like a -1, especially at the end of the week of working. And I thought, this really works. And I felt like I'd discovered something really important. Getting into a state of love was my greatest discovery for my SP manifestation. So I practiced this skill over and over again. I got better at it. Then I could access it within about 15 minutes because I knew the feeling place, because I had cultivated it over a month or two. So it was a small, well, it was a 2-hour commitment the first week, really, and getting less in time. But that one thing, going from feeling unloved and abandoned and not feeling good at all, I shifted it into I am love. I am very, very loved. May divine love be made alive in me, and I am lovable. And I got so good at it. Now, that was the best 8 months I ever spent, because then I knew how to change my state. Now, what happened with the specific person? The relationship got better because I wasn't putting my unlovedness onto him. I wasn't trying to get him to make me feel loved by him saying he wanted me, by his commitment, by come to London and be with me. I let all of that go. I put it in a basket and I sent it to the God within. I just remember seeing the basket go up into the atmosphere. That's how I did it. Put that relationship in the basket and I said, you take care of it. I'm going to do my work. Okay, you take care of that, God, and I will work on this. And so it improved so much from doing that one thing. And yes, I still continued the self-love meditations. I still continued the affirmations as I was going to work and coming home. But that work, it lit me up. The light came back on in my eyes. I felt a joy to be who I was. I recharged my own battery. It was like putting my phone on the charger every night. I would plug my phone in and then I'd plug myself in. And now I can get into that state regularly. And it is really important to keep coming back to that. No one can make you feel unloved, only you. No one can make you feel loved unless you already are. Because even when someone's loving you and you don't feel loved, you feel it for a bit, and then when they're gone, you go, oh no, now they're gone and the love's gone with them. And I finally understood that love was for me to learn to generate, for me to get in contact with, for me to become an I am love being, an I am love woman, I am secure woman. I am those things. And I practiced them and I got good at them. And if you are struggling today with your specific person, your ex, it's your ex that is your specific person, I highly recommend this practice. It takes a commitment to you. As you commit to yourself, then the commitment from the other person can come. The love from the other person can come. But it's like now I understand that the relationship isn't something I get love from. It's something that I give love to. I fertilize the relationship with my state of in loveness. Okay? So I've done one other video about this, and I wanted to just share that with you so that you would know how to do it. I will put that video in the description down below for you. And yeah, I really hope that helps. And if you commit to this, honestly, it will change your life. It will change your life. Now, just one more thing. I want to do a little shout out for one of the newest members today, and it is VL. Thank you for joining the members, and I hope that you learn about love and how to get into the state of love yourself. So I will also put the self-love meditations playlist, the ones that I did, that I'm talking about today, to help you. And also I'll put the affirmations playlist down below for you as well, so that you've got that, and then you can start your journey towards wholeness, as in stopping the external getting and getting into the internal generating and then radiating it out. When you do this, you become someone who is sought after, because there's so few people that do it. The world is geared to get. If you step off that wheel and become someone who is able to generate and then overflow, you become an extremely attractive person. And I'm not talking about your looks, I'm talking about your energy. So, food for thought, lots of love. Tell me where you're up to with this. If you've done it, if you practice it, if you're going to try it for 2 months. You will be a completely different person if you do. Okay? Cheers. Lots of love, everyone.